Hey, pal, look at the okay. We're just finally progressing forward. Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. Restaurant, what? It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of the flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I mean, basically. There you go. I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Okay, so now we can finally move. Don't flick your tail at me, young lady. You're the one who's in my space while I'm trying to stream. So underground. And then this. What? The fuck? Ah, guests, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Oh. Oh no. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me. Somehow. Oh. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing has really taken a toll on him. Hey, boyfriend. So, how'd the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes. Apparently, there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? Because he's corrupt. All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. Debatable, but still. Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Hey, you wanna, oops. You wanna maybe look at some shit? How about this? I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on. The SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. Figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. But first, can I also present this? Oh, right, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. Ma'am! Go. Bye. Don't be a butt. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. AI-16, what? But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. I wonder if that was just an excuse to make sure Edgeworth was busy while they stuffed the body in his trunk. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence. A screwdriver added to the court record. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Okay, so let's talk this one. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. Excuse me. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why I was a deputy chief of police on the investigation. In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science. Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? He's not as reliable as you, Phoenix. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Well, there are several. How about the stupid badger in here? Can we test that? Or is it gonna be like, nah, fuck you? No, can I not use it? Damn it! I need the badger to be involved, because I know the badger's involved. But I'm thinking too far ahead, apparently. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. Investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use a secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. That would be the thumb or the pointer finger. Probably the thumb. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating, choose a finger. I would pick the thumb. It's the clearest one on there. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With Z. See? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Oh, I kind of vaguely remember this in the I wonder if they had to do this in the DS as well, or probably in the 3DS, you can use the mic to like, I can't remember if that was in the regular DS or if that was new to the 3DS. But that's funny. Excuse me, how do I do that? With E. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. Dust, 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 dust. And then blow. Dust, 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 dust. Dust, 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 dust. Blow. Yay! Aha! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it does it. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Look at the locker door again closely. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprints as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Oh, I see it. Like the gray little schmooch. Dust, 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 dust. Blow. Whoa! It's a fingerprint. Hold on. Apparently, I did not do a good enough cover. Blow. No? What do you mean? It's right bloody there. What do you mean? Ugh. Blow. Thank you. Apparently I didn't get a spot enough. Yay, a print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edwards and point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprints and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprint would we most likely find on this evidence locker? It's like a... Oh! That looks like it. And... Yay! Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. That would be... salmon. It was this spot, right? This is where we got a luminal fluid reaction, right? Right! There was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Check for prints. Nah, leave it. We don't need it. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of our hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. I'm not the scientist. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Oh, maybe like around, like nearby. Dust, 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 dust. And blow. Ooh! We're getting a print. This is exciting. I like it. Can I get... Thank you. Blow. What do you mean not good enough? Bullshit. I'm a fabulous fingerprinter, and you're telling me I got nothing done after that? Take my print. Damn it. Okay, so now we gotta match it. I mean, that looks kind of close, but it's not angled. I'll see maybe. That's a little more likely. I'm gonna double check. So he has like a sideways thingy, but his is more up. Woo! I'm so smart. Hey, these fingerprints, they... Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. Oh! So, we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a white blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Oh, snap.